Most men think attraction begins when they speak. It doesn't. By the time your first sentence leaves your mouth, a woman has already felt something in her body. Not a full opinion. Not a final choice. But a direction. Toward you or away from you. And what decides that direction is usually not your words. It's the feeling your presence creates before anything happens. The strange part is this. She may not even know why she suddenly pays attention to one man and stays emotionally flat with another. But her nervous system knows. It reads the room faster than her mind does. It catches tiny things. Tension, neediness, calm, control. This is where the real shift begins. There is a psychological body language trick that changes how you are felt almost instantly. Not because it is flashy, because it is quiet. And once you understand what women feel in those silent first moments, a lot of confusing things start making sense. Have you ever felt someone become interested in you before the conversation really started? Or maybe you said all the right things and still felt her energy stay closed. That is not random. Something happened underneath the words. Attraction is rarely built through logic in the beginning. It is detected through signals. Fast ones. The brain does not ask, is he saying the perfect thing? It asks something older. Do I feel safe here? Do I feel awake here? Those two questions matter more than men realize. Emotional safety without any spark feels dull. Spark without safety feels dangerous. But when your presence carries both, even lightly, her attention changes. This is why female psychology attraction often looks confusing from the outside. A woman may say she wants a good conversation, and she does. But before she opens enough to enjoy that conversation, her body is already reading your state. Your pace. Your tension. The way you hold space around yourself. Whether you seem steady or eager to be approved of. Whether you feel grounded or emotionally reaching. Most men miss this. They focus on impressing. They try to be quick, engaging, easy, available. They think fast responses show confidence. They think visible effort shows interest. Sometimes it shows the opposite. It can signal that your center is not really yours. That it shifts too easily based on what she says, how she looks at you, whether she seems warm, whether she seems unsure. And women feel that faster than they explain it. In the first 10 minutes, energy speaks before personality does. A woman notices whether your body settles into the moment or chases it. She notices if your eyes are asking for something. She notices if your smile lands naturally or too soon. None of this is always conscious. But it matters. Her nervous system is scanning for nonverbal attraction cues that suggest one thing above all. This man is comfortable inside himself. That comfort is powerful because it creates comfort in her. Not comfort as in boredom. Comfort as in she does not have to manage your emotions. She does not have to carry the interaction. She does not have to soothe your insecurity or reward your effort just to keep things smooth. She can relax. And once a woman relaxes, she starts noticing more. Then something subtle happens. Curiosity enters. Because calm alone is not enough. Predictable men often feel emotionally safe, but they do not stay in her mind. There has to be a second layer. A slight unpredictability. A sense that you are present, but not grasping. Interested, but not leaning too hard. Open, but not giving everything away in the first few minutes. That contrast creates a tension. This is where instant attraction psychology gets misunderstood. Men think attraction is created by doing more. More words. More expression. More compliments. More reactions. Yet some of the strongest body language attraction comes from what you do not rush to give. A beat of stillness. A delayed response. A look that lingers just enough. A body that does not fidget for approval. And this is where it changes. The shift is not about acting cold. Coldness closes women. Distance without warmth feels empty. The real effect comes from contained energy. She feels that you are here. She also feels that you are not trying to force an outcome. That combination is rare. It lowers pressure and raises interest at the same time. A woman may not think, "I am attracted to his posture." She feels something simpler. "I want to keep watching him. I want to understand what I am picking up. Why does he feel different?" That question matters more than early certainty. Attraction often begins there, as a quiet question, not a loud answer. Have you noticed moments like that in your own life? A time when someone became more attentive after you said less, not more. Tell me in the comments. That moment usually reveals more than men expect. The truth is, the strongest subtle attraction signals are rarely dramatic. They are small, almost invisible, but they change the emotional temperature fast. In the next layer, you start seeing exactly which movement creates that shift and why women respond before they even realize they are responding. If this already made you look at attraction differently, stay with me. Subscribe calmly if you want deeper truths like this. The first shift is simple, and men usually do the opposite. She says something playful or asks you a question and you answer too fast. Not because you are relaxed, because you want the moment to go well. That speed tells on you. More than you think. One of the strongest subtle attraction signals is the delayed reaction. Not silence for effect. Not some awkward pause. Just a brief moment before you respond. A breath. A beat. Enough to show that you are not being pulled around by every word. It feels small, but in female psychology attraction, small things often carry the loudest message. A woman feels that pause in her body. Why? Because instant reactivity can make a man feel emotionally available in a way that is too open, too soon. Like he is waiting for the next cue, the next chance to prove himself, the next opening to be liked. That creates pressure, even when he means well. A slight delay does the opposite. It suggests internal control. It says your emotions are with you, not in her hands. This matters most in early conversation. A teasing moment. A challenge. A question with a little edge in it. If you jump to defend, explain, or charm your way out, the energy collapses. She learns something quickly. You need the interaction to stay smooth. And once a woman feels that, some of the tension disappears. But if you let a second pass, something else happens. Her attention sharpens. She becomes more aware of you. Not because you are playing games. Because calm timing changes how your presence lands. This is part of masculine presence psychology that almost nobody explains well. Presence is not constant action. It is the ability to stay with yourself while something is happening. Then there is the second shift. Eye contact. Not hard staring. Not looking through her. And not darting away the second she meets your gaze. There is a very specific feeling created when you hold eye contact just a moment longer than expected, then break it first in a calm way. That is the eye contact attraction trick most men either overdo or completely miss. Too much eye contact feels invasive. Too little feels uncertain. But a soft hold creates a tiny emotional pull. She feels seen. Then she feels space. That push and pull matters. It keeps her nervous system engaged without making her guarded. In body language attraction, this balance is everything. But here's the part no one tells you. The power is not in the movement itself. It is in what the movement communicates. A soft hold says, "I can meet you," Breaking first says, I do not need to cling to the moment. Together, those two signals create something rare. Confidence without demand. Women notice demand quickly. It is in the eyes more than the words. A man who stares too long often wants something. A man who avoids eye contact often fears something. But a man who can stay present, then release, feels emotionally safer. And because he feels safer, he also becomes more intriguing. That combination creates what many people call nonverbal attraction cues, but the real experience is much more human than that. She simply feels more aware of you. There is another reason this works. Attraction often grows when her attention becomes active. Passive attention is casual. She sees you, hears you, then moves on. Active attention is different. She starts reading you back. She starts noticing the timing in your face, the stillness in your eyes, the way you do not rush to fill every space. Now she is not only in the conversation. She is also watching you. That shift changes everything. When a woman starts watching, she starts investing. Not with effort at first. With focus. And focus is the beginning of attraction, much more often than men realize. She may not even like that she is curious. But curiosity has already entered her body. Picture a real moment. You are talking casually. She says something lightly challenging. You smile, but you do not jump in. A second passes. You answer simply. Later, there is a brief pause. You meet her eyes. You hold them just long enough. Then you glance away, as if nothing needs to be forced. She feels that. Her posture changes a little. Her tone shifts. She becomes more careful with what she says. More interested in how you will respond next. That is not magic. It is emotional timing. Most men overcompensate here. They become too expressive, too available, too easy to read in the first few minutes. She feels safe, maybe, but not curious. And without curiosity, attraction struggles to grow. Ask yourself something honest. When you like a woman, do you start performing for her without realizing it? Let me know in the comments. A lot of men do, and they never notice the exact moment it begins. The deeper truth is quiet. Attraction often starts when a woman feels your self-control before she understands your personality. Not rigid control. Not coldness. Just a steady rhythm that does not hand over its center. That rhythm creates interest. If this is opening your eyes, subscribe. The next shift is even more revealing. It lives in stillness, and most men accidentally destroy it. Stillness is one of the most misunderstood forms of attraction. Men often think they need motion to hold attention. More gestures. More leaning in. More visible engagement. But too much movement can reveal something you never meant to show. Inner noise. A woman picks that up quickly. Not as a clear thought. More like a feeling that the space around you is unsettled. Hands moving too often. Shifting in your seat. Touching your face. Adjusting everything. Nodding too much. Smiling before you even feel the smile. These things seem harmless. Sometimes they are. But in early moments, they can quietly disqualify a man because they suggest he is not resting in himself. Relaxed stillness creates the opposite effect. It sends a message your words cannot fake. I am here. I am not scrambling. I do not need to fill the air to keep this alive. That kind of confident body language calms a woman's nervous system more than most men realize. And calm matters. When a woman first meets you, part of her is tracking emotional safety without trying to. Can I breathe around him? Does his energy ask something from me? Will I have to manage this interaction? Stillness helps answer those questions. It lowers the sense of emotional labor. She does not feel pushed to perform, reassure, or carry momentum for both of you. Her body softens before her mind explains why. This is where many men get confused. They think attraction must feel intense right away. Sometimes it does. But often, what creates lasting pull is a man who feels easy to be near and slightly difficult to read. Relaxed stillness creates both. It says you are grounded. It also leaves space. And space gives her room to lean in mentally. Most men miss this. If your body is constantly broadcasting effort, she no longer has to wonder about you. She already feels the answer. He wants this too much. Even if she likes you, that early certainty can flatten the emotional charge. Attraction grows better when she gets to discover your interest instead of being hit by it all at once. Then there is the half turn. This one is subtle, but powerful. Your body does not need to face her fully every second to show attention. In fact, full orientation all the time can feel like overinvestment. A slight angle of the body creates a very different emotional effect. You are engaged, but not consumed. Present, but not locked in. That small adjustment can become a silent attraction technique when it is natural. Think about what full facing can communicate in the wrong moment. Too much focus. Too much availability. Too much hunger for connection before it has been earned. A half turn softens that. It introduces breathable distance. Not coldness. Not detachment. Just a shape of energy that says you have your own center. Women feel value in that. Not status value. Emotional value. The sense that your attention is given, not spilled. And when attention feels chosen, it becomes more meaningful. But here's what matters most. You cannot force this from the outside. If you use stillness while feeling frantic inside, the mismatch leaks through. If you angle your body like a technique, while secretly hoping she notices how unbothered you look, she will often feel the strain. Women are not reading choreography. They are reading congruence. And this is where it changes. The body only works when it reflects the truth. Real stillness comes from not trying to win the moment. Real spacing comes from not clinging to the outcome. When that inner shift happens, your movements become cleaner on their own. Less extra smiling. Less over-explaining. Less unconscious reaching. That is why body language attraction is not really about tricks in the shallow sense. It is about removing what exposes neediness and allowing your natural steadiness to come forward. Once that happens, women often start changing their behavior in ways men overlook. She fixes her hair for no reason. Her voice softens. She asks one more question than she needs to. She laughs, then checks your face to see how you took it. These are not guarantees, but they are often the first signs her attention has become active. Watch the emotional sequence. First she notices. Then she wonders. Then she becomes aware of herself around you. That is a bigger shift than men understand. The moment a woman becomes aware of herself around you, attraction is no longer passive. Now there is internal movement. A lot of men ruin this by rushing in the second they feel it. They finally sense interest, then become more available, more animated, more eager. The energy drops. Why? Because the mystery closes too fast. What was drawing her in was not distance alone. It was the calm tension created by your self-possession. Have you ever seen someone become more interested the moment you stopped trying so hard? Write yes or no in the comments. That pattern tells a deeper story. The truth is simple. Stillness stands out in a reactive world. A half-turn can say more than direct pursuit. Controlled energy often feels stronger than visible effort. And when a woman feels that difference, she may not call it attraction yet. She may just think, "Why does he feel so calm to me?" That question keeps the door open. If this is starting to click, subscribe. One final layer remains, and it explains why forcing any of this makes it fail. Here is the mistake that ruins everything. A man hears these ideas and turns them into performance. He delays his reactions because he wants control to be seen. He holds eye contact because he wants to look powerful. He stays still because he wants to appear mysterious. From the outside, the movements may look right. But women are not responding to the movement alone. They are responding to the feeling underneath it. That is why the same behavior can attract in one man and feel off in another. One is settled. The other is managing an image. And image management creates a kind of tension that women feel almost immediately. It does not feel grounded. It feels calculated. A woman may not say that out loud. She may just lean back a little. Her warmth lowers. Her eyes stop inviting. Her body becomes polite. This is one of those silent decisions women make all the time. Not a dramatic rejection. Just a quiet closing. A disqualification without discussion. The deeper truth is this. The trick only works when it stops being a trick. If your nervous system is chasing an outcome, your body will leak it. In your timing. In your face. In the way you wait for her response after every sentence. In the little rise of tension when she looks away. In the micro disappointment when she does not reward you fast enough. Women notice these energy shifts in the first 10 minutes because their bodies are built to read emotional safety before trust is formed. This is why the real work is internal. The delayed response matters because you are not rushing yourself. The eye contact matters because you can meet someone without trying to capture them. The stillness matters because you are at home in your own body. The angle of attention matters because your interest is genuine, but your identity is not hanging on the outcome. But here's the part no one tells you. The less you try to be noticed, the more she notices you. That line sounds simple. It is not. It means your attention is not being used as bait. Your silence is not a tactic. Your space is not punishment. You are simply not overreaching. And in a world full of reactive energy that lands hard. Think about how attraction actually develops. First comes curiosity. Why does he feel different? Then comes comfort. I feel calm around him. Then desire for attention. I want to know where I stand with him. Then attachment. He keeps crossing my mind. This emotional shift does not happen because you impressed her. It happens because your presence created a feeling her body wanted to return to. That is the hidden dynamic. Women are not always pulled in by certainty. Often they are pulled in by a question that feels good to sit inside. Not confusion. Not anxiety. Just a clean, unresolved interest. Picture the scene one last time. You are talking. Nothing dramatic. She says something and you take a moment before answering. Your eyes meet hers, steady and soft. You look away first without tension. Your body stays relaxed. You are listening, not performing. You are there, but not pressing. After a few minutes, she starts adjusting around you. She becomes more aware of how she sounds. She watches your reactions more closely. She asks another question. The investment has shifted. And this is where it changes. Now she is not only responding. She is participating in the tension. She wants to be seen by you. That is often the moment men talk too much and break the spell. They feel the opening and rush to secure it. But attraction is not secured by pressure. It grows through emotional timing. Most men overcompensate because they are trying to erase uncertainty. Women are often drawn in by the right amount of it. Not chaos, not mixed signals, just enough space for discovery. That is why over-explaining kills the mood. Over-pursuing drains the charge. Over-availability removes the very thing that made you stand out. So ask yourself something honestly. Are you trying to impress her, or are you letting her discover you? Put that in the comments. That answer reveals more than any dating advice ever will. The final insight is quiet. The power is never in the movement by itself. It is in what the movement communicates without words. Calm, self-possession, emotional safety, a slight edge of unpredictability. This is the real psychological body language trick. Not manipulation, not performance, just controlled energy in a world that keeps spilling itself everywhere. Watch how people respond to your silence next time. Notice what changes when you stop trying to force connection and start holding your own space with ease. You will see things you used to miss. If this made attraction feel clearer, subscribe in a calm way. Stay close to what is real here. When things finally start making sense. When patterns become clear. Come back to Lies Unmasked and tell me thank you. Subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.